rise for Queen Jax, who squashed a woman with her bottom. All rise for King Gunther, who beat a man without his shoulders on the mat. But most of all rise for this 360-degree revolving drone shot of Logan Paul jumping off the top rope outside. I do not miss you, Kevin Dunn. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is my review of King and Queen and influencer of the ring.
Support WrestleTalk!
The pre-show match saw Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defend their women's tag team titles against Candice, LeRae and Indi Hartwell, not Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, who won a title shot on Monday's Raw. When putting on shows in Saudi Arabia, WWE has female performers cover themselves from head to toe, rather than their usual, more revealing ring attire. Yet somehow covering all of Jade Cargill's muscles up only made her look more muscly, the forefront of change. Usually when Bianca Belair gets her knee worked over, I check out a bit. It's done a lot and always builds to a predictable comeback or hot tag. But the way was so entertaining as goofy heels, with Indi mocking Bianca by twirling her own hair around, I was really into it. The action picked up significantly after Cargill's hot tag, and the champions retained with their awesome new tag team finisher, a wheelbarrow DDT into a leg press wheelbarrow suplex. That should have been the best finish of the night. But nothing can escape Nia Jax's hole! The main card bizarrely opened with the unadvertised celebrity match of Britney Spears versus Liza Minnelli. The Crown Prince wants what the Crown Prince wants, I guess. This was actually Becky Lynch taking on Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. Morgan was in her red standard "Oops, I did it again" catsuit, but I thought Becky's tuxedo-like outfit was just her ring entrance gear. And then she kept wrestling in it. It was a bit like watching a piano maestro. Costumes aside, this was a good match that became great with the Judgment Day intrigue finish. Becky suddenly paused in the disarmer because she was distracted by Dominic Mysterio's hairstyle appearing at ringside. Is he here for her or for Liv? We still don't know, although it's definitely Liv, because he slid a chair into the ring behind the referee's back, which was just close enough to Lynch to make you still think he could be on her side. Mysterio distracted the referee, maybe to help Becky, maybe to help Liv. It's Liv! For Morgan to hit a DDT on the chair, an Oblivion, and get the 1-2-3 to become the new Women's Champion. Becky's reign was just transitional, a smart move to get over Liv as a more credible champion, not just winning it in a battle royal, but by beating a main eventer like Lynch, albeit dirtily and Domily. Even in the post-match, Dom was selling it like it was a mistake, and they never celebrated together. Becky was later seen arguing with Dom backstage in confusion and said that she's going to have a rematch on Raw. Something is definitely up here, and I think it leads to Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, the last two original members, getting kicked out of Judgment Day. For a new era of Finn, Dom, JD, and weirdly Carlito to be led by Morgan as Judgment Day 2000. The storyline character work continued in the next match, with the Alpha Academy faction drama providing the emotional backdrop for an excellent triple threat. Sami Zayn and Chad Gable just wanted to fight each other near the start, so Bronson Reed would cut in and be an absolute monster, getting the best of a Tower of Doom and also somehow reverse DDTing Chad and Uranaging Sami on him at the same time. We got a triple ankle lock, a triple German suplex, but we didn't get a trio of Alpha Academy members on the same page. Chad had already stopped Maxine, who was dressed entirely in gold, from being at ringside, and Otis couldn't bring himself to clothesline Sami, and after Chad fired him up with a slap, he ended up accidentally taking out Gable instead. This let Sami crawl back into the ring, hit a haluva kick on Reed, and retain. A terrific match that also neatly furthered the Chad and Otis storyline. There was also a brief QR code flash for Uncle Howdy, which takes you to a scary video I wish I hadn't watched, because it's now late at night and I'm in our studio building all by myself. I was already a little bit on edge after watching that snuff film, also known as Nia Jax squashing Lyra Valkyria. Oh! Usually when we use the word squash to review wrestling matches, it's about a quick one-sided win to make a wrestler look very good at the expense of the squashed other. It's rarely used in the more literal sense, as in, "Oh my god, Nia Jax just squashed Lyra Valkyria!" The Queen of the Ring final was a classic tale of powerful monster heel versus the speedy young bird lady. Lyra would dodge or run around Nia's moves, while Jax occasionally would just power through her. Both women worked really well. Initially, most of the crowd heat was directed at booing Nia as the heel, but as the match progressed, it became just as much about people investing in Valkyria as the underdog babyface. She wrestled really well. Until, out of nowhere, because I thought we were a few moves away from the finish, Lyra was kicking at Nia's legs on the second rope when Jax just dropped herself on her chest, making her more one-dimensional than 2012 Usos. It was honestly a fantastic finish, both hilarious and awesome at the same time. Triple H presented Nia with the crown afterwards, where she said she's going to make us all angry by becoming the WWE champion, which is Cody's belt. I assume she means she'll face Bayley at SummerSlam. The main card of this premium live event was 5 matches long. In the history books, however, I want it to be recorded as 5 matches and Randy Orton's entrance. He took forever to get into the ring, which I can only assume was because he didn't want to take a Gunther chop. But you can't prolong the inevitable, and Gunther is nothing if not inevitable. All the matches were really good on this show, but this was the match of the night for me. At the start, it felt like Randy and Gunther actually hated each other, with Orton in particular showing a physical realism not usually part of his style. It felt like Randy had really come to do a Gunther match, which is outside his usual comfort zone. And with that, we interestingly got the opposite reaction from Gunther. Whereas Randy was snarling and confident from the start, Gunther at the beginning looked a little unsure of himself. And why wouldn't he? While his IC reign was incredible, he never really encountered wrestlers at Randy's main event level. And when Orton just absorbed the first few chops, it felt like Gunther was on uncertain ground. Little details like that hooked me in right from the start, and it was the little details throughout that gave this match a psychological subtlety you rarely see in WWE. It started when Gunther dodged an RKO, sending Randy crashing onto his own back, aggravating the injury that kept him out for 18 months. Then Randy would do the snap power slam, again torquing that injured back. It was Orton's own offense that was slowly chipping away at him. Other bits of damage started to appear, like welts on his chest from the original chops, and his knee being worked over too. So when Randy finally hit an RKO, he was too hurt to make a quick cover on Gunther. For the finish, Orton hit another RKO, hurting his own back more, but he couldn't do a full cover with his injured knee. He couldn't get that leverage, and when Gunther kicked out, it tweaked Randy's knee further. Gunther quickly hooked in a crucifix pin from out of nowhere and got the win to become your new King General and declare he'll be going for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. And that's it! Match of the night! Great subtle storytelling and an excellent way to put Gunther over. Yes, but just one more thing. Yeah, Randy's shoulder was massively off the mat. The commentators didn't bring it up, and the replay tried to hide that it had happened, implying that this wasn't intentional. It's such a shame after such a meticulously worked match that the finish was so glaringly screwed up. But just one more other thing. This entire match was about small details. Perhaps this was intentional. Gunther is going for the World Heavyweight title at SummerSlam, but I expect Cody versus Randy Orton for that show's main event. If Orton gets to say Gunther never really beat him, it protects Orton for the Rhodes match and hopefully means Gunther will have an immediate program for when he wins the belt. Even if it was a botch, if it means we get Gunther versus Randy again for the title at Bash at Berlin, botch away. Gunther will likely be facing Drew McIntyre for the title at SummerSlam because Paul Levesque then announced McIntyre is cleared and he'll face Damian Priest at next month's Clash at the Castle from Glasgow, Scotland. And the main event saw Cody Rhodes defend only his WWE title against US champion Logan Paul, where there will definitely be absolutely zero brass knuckles used. See? Michael Cole has them. There's no way that cheating heel will cheat. Okay, it's time to do that thing again. God damn it, Logan's so good. I'm gonna stop even calling him a celebrity or an influencer now. He's a wrestler. He's got the athletic ability, the selling, the psychology, the charisma, The timing! He's perfect, and he's also the perfect main event player for these Saudi shows. You'll have a fun time watching him, and he doesn't really affect the larger story you're trying to tell over the year. Midway through the match, Cody started beating up one of Logan's prime guys for another to slip Paul an extra set of brass knuckles and punch Cody in the gut. Michael Cole got so angry about this, it made me think we're getting Logan Paul versus Michael Cole at SummerSlam. Logan kicked out of a crossroads, everyone does. Cody kicked out of a crossroads, even him. Cody hit a Cody cutter onto the announcer's table outside, and then we got it. The best thing in wrestling all year. Better than the main event of WrestleMania 40. Even better than Nia Jax squashing Lyra Valkyria. Logan hit his frog splash off the top rope through the commentary desk, and a drone filmed him Bad Boys style all around. I thought I couldn't love anything more than that 8K camera they do for the ring announcements. Back in the ring, the ref took a bump. Cody got a visible pin, but Logan hit a low blow that dastardly heel, whereupon he revealed the brass knucks he still had in his pants. And here was me thinking he was just really happy with that drone shot. But that guy stopped him. You know, that guy. The guy from Saudi Arabia. He did the guest ring announcing. Yeah, that guy. Cody hit 3 crossroads and retained. Yes, the local celebrity finish made it feel very house show-esque, especially when Corey Graves would have made far more sense standing up to Logan for Michael Cole, but it was still a really enjoyable match. King and Queen of the Ring is 80%. Go celebrate Cody's win by watching my video essay on the crazy story of Cody Rhodes.